Hello everyone, I am Ryohime, and welcome to a new series that I like to call Grass Versus. It's very simple, and because this is the first video of it, I'm just gonna explain the rules real quick. Alright, so for the rules of Grass Versus, which I will start including in the description of each video from now on, Rule 1 is, well, become grass. Defensive type must be grass or the equivalent as long as it can be set up. And in the case of Pokemon, that's grass types. Easy peasy. This can be changed in other games, and we'll get to that later. In fact, for another example, that would be like using the wood element for Mega Man Battle Network, which is a thing. Rule number 2, all natural attack. The attacking element must be grass or part of the natural move set, and that's dependent upon the game. Again, with the Pokemon example, grass type moves or part of the natural learn set. And for, let's go back to Battle Network just so we can get this out of the way, that would be using the Buster and any chips that are of the wood type. Simple as that. And rule number 3, let nature take its course. And what I mean by that is very simple. Don't sweat the small details all that much, just have fun. If things aren't working out, well, we can always adjust the rules for each run to make it more fun and actually make sense for it. Because trust me, there are some things that may not work well. I'll use this as a quick example because I want to do a Castlevania run in this, and that's kind of hard to do. It can be done, but you need to use very specific things. So anyways, that's for later. Now, the rules for this specific run, for what I like to call a scouting run of Pokémon Red. And what I mean by that is, I am going to do another real run later, but the scouting run is simple. Alright, rule 1 is use grass types. Very simple, just only using grass types, and I will add on a note to this that's saying, I will be requiring the use of HMs in order to make progress in, well, Red version, but those Pokemon cannot be used in battle. Very simple, it's a rule a lot of people use. Rule number 2, I'm only using level up moves with one exception. And that's basically just 1 TM. I'm allowing myself 1 TM per Pokemon. That's it. This is a scouting run, so I don't want to put too much stress on this, but it does make the run a bit more interesting that way. And obviously no glitches or exploits. What's the point if I'm just going to exploit things? Or just glitch my way to the end? No healing items in battle. The only items allowed is Pokeballs to catch my partners. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and say this little bit real quick. What I expect of this run is it's not going to be that bad. It's just going to be a quick little run. It's going to require a bit of grinding here and there. The amount of Pokemon I'm going to have available is 5, and that's not that bad. So let's see how well this actually goes. Well, since we're only using grass types, where there's nothing special. It's just pick Bulbasaur and then fight the rival, which is just spam tackle. That's it. I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's just spam tackle until you win, and because of how this is going to work, I want the experience from this battle, so just mentioning it. But anyways, traveling on to the first gym. Yeah, it's just basically fighting everything, spamming tackle, using Leech Seed, and all building up until I can finally get Vine Whip. Because Vine Whip's just going to make Brock laughable. Trust me, everyone can see this coming. Alright, up against Brock, and Vine Whip to Geodude, Vine Whip to Onix, both go down in one hit. Not much else to say. Traveling to the next gym, and it's not that bad. Just going through Mount Noon, picking up our second team member. It's a Paris. Wow, it's just Paris. I'm not going to be expecting too much out of Paris other than I am going to be using a special TM on it because otherwise, we might have some issues. There are good things about Paris, and the main attraction to it is Spore. Not going to be for a while, but trust me, we'll get to it later. Alright, second rival battle is here, and after 2 uses of Stump Spore because the first one failed, Paris just scratches until it wins. Easy enough. And because, well, Paris took a little bit too much damage, I switched to an Ivysaur, put up a Leech Seed, and let Paris spam Stun Spore until it was fully healed. What's that we're gonna do? And as for Rattata, just scratch it. That's it. And then the big one. It's Charmander, and Paris didn't do much. Sorry, bud. That quad weakness does not help you here. I was gonna try to get some extra damage in, but not much I can do. all on Ivysaur, and after 3 tackles and then some Vine Whips, it's over. So, not bad. Immediately after the second rival, we go and catch our third Pokemon, Oddish. I'm looking at the script, it just says Bellsprout caught, and no, that's blue version. That's a version exclusive. It's Oddish this time. But anyways, we caught Oddish, and it's time to train Oddish a bit, because trust me, it's going to be quite helpful. Alright, second gym, it's Misty time, and we let Oddish shine here. Sleep Powder, Absorb, victory against Starmie. Easy enough. And repeat the same strategy for Starmie. Again, easy enough. And after the battle, Oddish evolves. Hooray! Okay, just quick side note here. After having to reset for reasons, I had to redo the Misty fight, and Oddish just spammed Absorb in one. Not much to say. Yeah, that's how easy that is. Especially with plenty of grass types. Traveling to Vermilion, and the next stop is the SS Hand for another rival battle. And boy, this is gonna be another one of those. Hopefully it's not that bad. Okay, third rival battle. He starts with Pidgeotto. We start with Gloom. Gloom uses Sleep Powder, and then we switch to Ivysaur. Ivysaur goes for Leech Seed. Pidgeotto wakes up, we Poison Powder it, tackle it, and then Vine Whip it. Easy enough. Raticate is next, and yeah, Sleep Powder Absorb. Gloom's gonna just win that way most of the time. Kadabra and Leech Life. That's our saving grace with Paris right now. Leech Life the Psychic types. And finally, the big gun, Charmeleon. Start with Sleep Powder, switching to Ivysaur, getting a Leech Seed off, switching back to Gloom, putting Charmeleon back to sleep, and spamming Absorb as much as possible while keeping it asleep. But yeah, that didn't go so well because during the few turns it was awake, Charmeleon burned Gloom, and yeah, the healing couldn't keep up. Next was Ivysaur and tackle until, whoops, nothing I can do. And finally, Paris survives an Ember and then scratches for the win. Paris, I'm proud of you, buddy. And now, Lieutenant Surge. Voltorb versus Ivysaur is an easy battle of Leech Seed, Poison Powder, and Violet. Until, bye-bye Voltorb. Pikachu is next, and, well, we repeat the same strategy, and Pikachu goes down too. And finally, Raichu, Sleep Powder and Absorb. I'm not gonna need to say much else beyond that. Easy fight. Alright, and next is traveling through Rock Tunnel with no flash. Yeah, had to look up a map and run around blindly for most of this, but figured it out, and it wasn't that bad. But hey, the more I do this, the more I'm not going to need a map. And once we get out of Rock Tunnel, it's just a short trip to Lavender Town. Easy peasy stuff, and might as well just take care of that rival battle right now. Alright, fourth rival battle. He leads with Pidgeotto, and we lead with Parasect. Parasect scratches until victory. Not much to say there. Execute is next, and that's a Pokemon we're getting later, but for now, Ivysaur uses Poison Powder and tackles whenever it's awake until we win. Man, Hypnosis is annoying. Gyarados is next. Ivysaur sets up Leech Seed and Poison Powder, and then we switch to Gloom. And this is when I find out Gyarados has Dragon Rage. That's not good. After a bit of a panic, Gloom starts spamming Absorb, but another Dragon Rage. Yeah, like I said, not good. So Ivysaur comes out to finish it off with some Vine Whips. And the funny thing is, Gyarados decided to just spam Leer and randomly a potion. Not a super potion, just 20 HP potion. The heck? Next up is Kadabra, and Parasect uses Leech Life, and there's another potion. I'm confused. But anyways, Parasect uses Leech Life again, and that's pretty much it. Bye-bye, Kadabra. Finally, Charmeleon comes out, Parasect survives Ember, and then we use Dig for the win. It's getting crazy with you, Parasect. Just keep going, bud. Survive those hits. With the rival battle done, we head towards the Team Rocket hideout, because, yeah, that needs to get done. And Giovanni, I'm not expecting too many problems. Speaking of Giovanni, it's the Giovanni battle, and Giovanni's first two Pokemon are Onix and Rhyhorn, and those just go down to Razor Leaf. Yep, we got Razor Leaf now. This is going to be crazy. And Giovanni's final Pokemon is Kangaskhan, the first Razor Leaf misses, the second Razor Leaf crits because we're not at guaranteed crits yet, the third Razor Leaf misses, and then Ivysaur goes down. Oh, that's not cool. Well, it's up to you now, Gloom. Just use Acid and... oh, Rage. Well, we won that one. Good job throwing the fight, Giovanni. Hey, it's time for Erica, and yeah, it's grass versus grass, and I'm excited for this, but at the same time, we all know how this is gonna go. It's Victory Bell first, and Parasect just uses Spore, then Leech Life for the win. Yeah, we're really using the Type 1 matchup chart here. Next up is Tangela, and I just have Gloom Sleep Powder then Acid until victory. Not much to say on that one. And final Pokemon is Vileplume, and yep, it's Parasect time again. Spore, Leech Life, done. I love you, Erica. You're my favorite trainer and all, but that was easy. Okay, with that done, we head to the Pokemon Tower, and there, two things happen. One minor, one awesome. The awesome thing is, we finally have Venusaur. The more minor thing is, we just randomly find a Cubo, like right in front of Mr. Fuji. Like, I don't know what to tell you, that's just kind of rare. Just pointing it out. Anyways, now we're heading to the next gym, and before that, we need to take one quick side trip. It's time to get Execute, who, let's be real, is going to be very, very good this run. Okay, Koga time. Koga sends out Coughing, we send out Execute, and Execute uses Psychic. I'm allowed one TM for Pokemon. You think I'm not using Psychic on Execute? Next up is Muck, and oh, sorry Execute, you don't get to use Psychic anymore. So now it's up to Parasect, Spore, and then Dig. Unfortunately, that was all we got. The one Dig and Sludge. Oh, that's not good. Venusaur comes out next, and Razor Leaf until bye-bye Muck. Coughing number 2. Venusaur uses Leech Seed and Razor Leaf. And that's all we gotta do. Finally, Wheezing. Leech Seed, Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf, Razor Leaf as much as possible until, there goes Venusaur. Okay. We can salvage this, go Gloom, Sleep Powder and Acid until we can win. It's not that bad, but we still have a rival battle come up, and this one might be troublesome. Let's find out. Alright, we're at Silco, and it's time to see how things go against Rival 5. First up is Pidgeot versus Gloom, Sleep Powder and Acid, and then, okay, yep, there goes Gloom. Venusaur comes out, uses Razor Leaf 3 times with one of them missing, but we do get the win. Yeah, this is gonna be problematic, isn't it? Next up is Execute, and yeah, it's Parasect time. Spore, Leech Life goes quad effective, we're done. Next is Gyarados, Parasect uses Spore, then we switch to Venusaur. Venusaur uses Leech Seed and then faints. Parasect uses Spore and then scratches until victory. Next is Alakazam, and when you know it, Spore then Leech Life. But this is where everything falls apart. Charizard is next, and yeah. Charizard just sweeps the team. I don't know what else to say there. Just embers and a crit. That's just... ouch. Well, not much to do besides grinding a bit. After a quick bit of grinding, we come back and fight Rival 5. And this time, it's different. Things go mostly the same, except nobody faints this time. The most important part of this is how the Charizard battle goes, and let's break that down real quick. Parasect is first, survives an Ember, uses Spore to guarantee sleep, then we switch to Venusaur, Venusaur throws out a Leech Seed, we switch back to Parasect, and then spam Spore until we get a fresh sleep on Charizard. Then we switch to Execute, and just use Psychic until we win. Hilarious enough, Charizard did wake up for that last set of sleep, but it was too late. Oh great, now we gotta do one quick thing before we go fight Giovanni. I bet you can guess what it is. After a quick detour, we catch the final member of our team, Tangela. This is going to be one of those moments, because when you look at the moveset, oh, there's not much. But there is Bind. Bind can be very useful, especially given that it's Gen 1. So anyways, Giovanni is here, and he's also not here anymore, because, yeah, this is Gen 1, and we have a Venusaur. So that means Razor Leaf everything, and it goes down. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Razor Leaf is guaranteed to crit when you're above a certain base speed, and Venusaur hits that threshold. So, anyways, we take a quick detour to the fighting dojo, get some experience, And that's enough to evolve Gloom into Vileplume because we got Petal Dance. And I want to use that move. It's time for Sabrina, and this is where Parasect shines. Kadabra's first, and Spore and Leech Life. I don't know what to tell you besides that. Mr. Mime is next, and when you know it, Parasect loves that Spore and Leech Life. And it tears through Mr. Mime. Next up is Venomoth. Okay, quick aside on this one. Venomoth? Seriously, Sabrina? That's a bug poison. What the heck? But anyways, we send out Executes, and then we use Psychic to win. But dear God, that Leech Life is painful. Finally, it's Alakazam. You know the drill with Parasect here. Spore to sleep, and get all that health back with Leech Life for the win. And now we're heading to Cinnamore, and oh boy. If you know anything about Gen 1 and Blaine, oh, we're gonna be in for a treat. Trust me on this one, we are gonna be in for a treat. It's Blaine time. First up is Parasect versus Growlithe, and Blaine decides to immediately throw out a Super Potion. I don't know what to tell you. Parasect uses Dig, and bye-bye Growlithe. Ponytail's next, and I'm glad we sent out Tangela for this one. We get caught in Fire Spin, and then we paralyze it with Stun Spore, and for some reason I put Stun Powder on the script here. And then we use Bind until victory. But yeah, there were 2 Super Potions in that. Blaine, come on, man. The Super Potion spam is real. Rapidash is next, and we have Vileplume ready for this one. Fire Spin happens. There's a Super Potion mid-attack, and seriously, Super Potion right after the attack ends. So, like, Blaine, what are you doing? We put Rapidash to sleep with Sleep Powder, and then take it down with Acid. Blaine sends out his last Pokemon, Arcanine, and this is where things kind of take a bit of a turn. Tangela fails to use Stun Spore, but yeah, that's all it did. Execute comes out next. Leech Seed is set up, and that's it. Couldn't get a Psychic going. Whoops. Venusaur comes out next, and we use Razor Leaf. Blaine uses a Super Potion, then we use 2 more Razor Leaves, and then Blaine uses another Super Potion. Then we use Razor Leaf until Venusaur goes down. Come on, Blaine. Really? Last up is Parasect, and Parasect survives Ember and digs for the win. I don't know what to tell you. Blaine used 7 Super Potions. I counted them all. Well, time to go fight Giovanni, and I think we know how this is going to go. Yep, Giovanni is here, and Rhyhorn and Dugtrio just go down to Venusaur using Razor Leaf. I don't think anyone's surprised. Nidoqueen and Nidoking are next up, and Execute just uses Psychic for the win. Not much else to say on that one. Giovanni's last Pokemon is Rhydon, and Rhydon can't do anything even against Tangela, who just outspeeds it. Which means Horn Drill is not going to do anything. Just, yeah, absorb for the win. Well, time to see how the next rival battle goes. I kind of have a bad feeling about this. And here we are, the second to last rival battle. First up is Pidgeot, and Vileplume takes it down with a combination of Sleep Powder and Acid. Hey, easy enough. Rhyhorn is next, and Petal Dance. Not much else to say on that one. Execute is next, and Parasect's back out, and that means Spore, Leech Life with a splash of Slash. Hey, easy, easy. Our rival sends out Gyarados next, and this is where Vileplume gets to shine. Sleep Powder, and then Petal Dance for the win. Yeah, that second hit did crit. That was awesome. Alakazam comes up next, and you know what time it is. Parasect uses Spore, and then Leech Life until it faints. Wait. Uh-oh. Well, with my options down low, go Execute. Hypnosis lands. We land Leech Seed, and then Barrage until Red, and Psychic for the KO. Okay, that was close. And Charizard is our rival's final Pokemon, who outspeeds everything and one-shots everything with a Flamethrower. Yeah, I'm just going to touch on this real quick. Shift mode did not help at all. Time to go for a grind, because we are kind of under level. Yeah, just quick notes about the grinding. Found a good spot to do it. It's in Seafoam Island, probably the best place that doesn't require trainers. But we do clear out the trainers, get the team fully evolved and at level 50, which is pretty nice. So let's see how this goes. So one more time. Pidgeot is first, and Tangela takes it down with a combination of Stun Spore and Bind. Easy enough. Rhyhorn comes out next, and Mega Drain for the KO. Yep, I taught it Mega Drain. Our rival sends out Execute next, and Parasect just does its thing. Spore, Leech Life, a bit of Slash. Easy. Gyarados comes out, and Vileplume does the same thing, just without the crit. Sleep Powder and Petal Dance by Gyarados. Alakazam is next, and Parasect takes it down with Spore and Leech Life. But, yeah, there was the odd potion, but whatever. Easy enough. Moment of truth. We send out Executor against this Charizard. So, how did it go? Sleep Powder, Leech Life, Sleep Powder again, and Psychic it for the victory. Okay, looks like we're fine. Time to go through Victory Road. Let's be real, Victory Road wasn't much of a problem, but while we're going through it, let me just touch on what's going to happen here for the last little bit. I'm not sure how much grinding I need to do. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to take a page out of J. Rose's book and try to do this all in one shot, just in case I need a grind. And it's at least for this first run because I need to know where everything stands. So let's see how the team does at level 50. First up is Lorelei, and Dugong is her first Pokemon, and Venusaur just uses Razor Leaf for the win, basically. And yeah, there was a Super Potion in there, but not much of a problem. Cloyster comes out next, and yeah, it's Razor Leaf. What are you expecting? Slowbro is next, and we decided to go with Executor for this one. Sleep Powder, Leech Lead, Sleep Powder, and then Solar Beam for that win. Yeah, using Solar Beam, because why not? Jinx is up next, and Parasect just instantly feints a critical Ice Punch. I don't know what to say on that one. We send out Vileplume next, Sleep Powder and Acid until, well, there goes Vileplume now. That's not looking good. Okay, Executor, Sleep Powder and Solar Beam. Let's see you go, and there it is. Lorelei's final Pokemon is Lapras, Sleep Powder, and then Solar Beam. Wait a minute, Super Potion? Okay, why? Anyways, Psychic, and we're done with Lorelei. That wasn't absolutely terrible, but not good either. Next up is Bruno, and I think we all know what's going to happen to Bruno. Bruno sends out Onix, and it goes down to a Razor Leaf from Venusaur. Bruno's next two Pokemon are Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, and Executor one-shots them both because they wasted a turn doing nothing. Yeah, no damage on Executor, just an X defend and a focus energy, and Executor wins. Bruno sends out his next Onix, and Rage, are you serious? Well, okay, whatever, Mega Drain it. And finally, Machamp. You got this, Singlet. Stun Spore twice because one of them missed. Bind missed the first time, and then we use a bit of Growth, and then crit a Mega Drain. That doesn't help because of Gen 1 mechanics. And then a regular Mega Drain for the win. Yeah, Machamp had like nothing on that one. Oh right, so did Bruno. Bruno had nothing. Easy fight. Alright, it's time for Agatha, and this is the one a lot of people dread. First up is Gengar. Hypnosis fails from Gengar, and Executor KOs it with Psychic. That was better than expected. Golbat is next, and Confuse right, that's not good, but Psychic for the win. Agatha sends out Haunter, and just as we're about to use Psychic, she switches to Arbok. Fortunately, Executor said no more confusion, and Psychic wins. Okay, now it's really time for Haunter, and ow. Confuse Ray into a self-hit, but Psychic KO, so no problem there. Agatha sends out her second Gengar. After hitting ourselves in confusion, Executor uses Sleep Powder and then Psychics until victory. That was better than expected. It's the final member of the Elite Four, Lance. Gyarados is up first, and Vileplume just goes and uses Sleep Powder and Petal Dance until we hurt ourselves in confusion from Petal Dance. Lance uses a Hyper Potion, we use Sleep Powder again, and then Acid to try and avoid another Hyper Potion situation, then finally Petal Dance for the KO. Well, okay. Dragonaire's next, and with Venusaur, I decided to try something with Growth, then I remembered, right, that's not going to really help. All it's going to do is be defensive at most. So, Razor Leaf a couple times, use Leech Seed, switch to Vileplume, and try to get some HP back for the next little bit. Lance sends out his second Dragonair, and I switch back to Venusaur, use Leech Seed, switch back to Vileplume, and use Absorb until I get full HP, and then Acid for the KO. Lance sends out Aerodactyl, and this is why I needed full HP on Vileplume. Sleep Powder fails, Supersonic causes Vileplume to hurt itself, then we finally hit Sleep Powder and Petal Dance until bye-bye Aerodactyl. Crit and then no crit. Just I don't know what to tell you. Lance sends out his final Pokemon, Dragonite. I switch to Venusaur, set up Leech Seed, and basically stall until Leech Seed wins. There's not much else to say because I spam Growth, I spam a bit of Tackle, so Razor Leaf, Lance uses his Hyper Potion, and then we just keep tackling until victory. Kinda wish I taught Toxic, but keep that in mind for later. But anyways, first try victory so far. Let's see how the final battle goes with our rival, the champ. It's time for the final battle against Fire, our rival and the current champion. We start off with Tangela against Pidgeot and Stun Spore and Bind until Pidgeot one-shots Tangela. That's not good. Okay, Vileplume, do your thing, and oh, only 2 acids until you faint. That's not good. Fortunately, Venusaur happens to get the KO with Razor Leaf. Okay, this looks really bad. Next is Alakazam, and well, you know what? Alakazam is as easy as ever. Parasect for the win on this one, with Spore and Leech Life. Next is Rhydon, and yeah, it's Razor Leaf time. Bye, Rhydon. Executor is next, and you guessed it, Spore and Leech Life. Easy. Gyarados is our rival's second to last Pokemon, and Parasect takes care of it with Spore, a few slashes, Spore until a sleep reset, and Slash until victory. Okay. 3 against 1. Can we do it? Charizard is our rival's final Pokemon. We sound out Executor. Executor tanks a Fire Blast and lands Sleep Powder. Okay, we got a chance. Just use Psychic and hope for the best. Wait, are you serious? We didn't need that crit, but I'll take it. Wow, didn't see that victory coming, but heck yeah. Okay, I'm going to note a couple things here. First off, I was not expecting that victory, and I had forgotten to put up my HM buddy Lapras, so Lapras is in the Hall of Fame. Didn't use it, but it's there. But now for the real notes on the run. First off, the lack of TMs. Yeah, that's just going to require a lot more grinding. We did well to do this at level 50, but that's because we had 1 or 2 TMs here or there. Yeah, grinding's going to be unreal for the real run. Now, who would I pick as the most valuable Pokemon? Kinda everyone that's not Tangela, let's be real here. Tangela pulled its weight at times, but no, Executor Parasect just really pulled the team as well. But Venusaur and Vileplume, hard to just count them out. So, I guess everyone but Tangela. Now, set mode. Yeah, I'm gonna have set mode on the real run, so don't worry about that. And boy, let me say, the luck was unreal. There were some times where I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have to grind. No, wait, I won. But anyways, the next run. Yeah, the next run is gonna be a blue scouting run, and yeah, we're gonna see how much changes with Bellsprout instead of orange. So anyways, we know what the next grass versus run is. It's blue, but a scouting run. And after that, we'll go back to red and do a real run, which might take a while. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, later everyone!